What's up, Chuckers? Welcome back. This is episode number 2. Today we're going to go help the neighbor with a water heater. He sent me a picture last night. The water heater had sprung a leak at only 4 years old and left a big mess on his floor. Took out some carpet. Didn't see any drywall damage. I think he lucked out. But the lesson of this story is a drip pan for a water heater. If you don't have a drip pan under your water heater, it is highly recommended. They will save you a lot of grief. They're not meant for big major floods, but if you spring a small leak in your water heater, these will take care of that for you. Direct the water into a drain or a pump system if you need one, and save you some repair work. So let's get to it. Before I head out here, I just want to say it's always good to help your neighbors, but this particular neighbor makes a really good cheese and bean dip. So if we work this right, maybe he'll share some of that with us. Step number 1 after you diagnose it is shut the water off and then go down to your gas, turn the gas off, and then from here we'll hook up the hose and drain the water. Sometimes when you open the valve you won't get any water, so you have to turn on a faucet or break the seal on the water inlet side to get the water to come out. So before you get going too far here, you want to open up a faucet upstairs to drain all the water out of the pipes so you don't make a big mess when you're disconnecting these water lines. After that, we're going to disconnect the drain pipe there and reuse it on the new one. And then we're going to disconnect the gas vent. Take note of the gas vent that you have so that you match it up with the new water heater. Next, you want to disconnect the gas valve. And then after that, we'll come up here and disconnect the water lines. And at this time, I would recommend replacing these water lines. Get a measurement on them for length. And you can also replace the gas line at this time. What do you got to say to the world?
What do I have to say?
Yes.
Something about handy dandy neighbors. Probably.
Then when you're done disconnecting it, if you have an earthquake strap, remember to move that. Six to 8 wraps. Hand tight quarter turn. Perfection.
Perfection. Should have wrapped these before I put it in. Huh. You can edit.
Water lines are connected. Double check for any leaks. When you turn your water valves on, just make sure you go slow. Yellow tape for all the gas line fittings. If you have the fitting in your hand and you stare at it clockwise for the direction of the Teflon tape. If the fitting's facing away from you, go counterclockwise, of course. And you drop the roll! What were we just talking about that?
We were. I had to do it on camera, of course. At least it wasn't the regular Teflon.
After we get the Teflon on, we'll tighten up the gas fittings and not go very tight either. On these gas fittings, there are two different sizes. You've got the ferrule end and the normal end. The ferrule end goes towards your gas pipe. The normal end goes into the gas valve. Make sure you get that right. So after it's all hooked up, make sure you double check everything. Double check the gas valves. You're getting ready to turn the gas on. Turn the faucet on upstairs to bleed all the air out of the lines. So you might notice a little bit of gunk coming out of your water lines when you do this. Completely normal. What do you got there, sir?
Well, I was gonna wash it down, make it look nice and clean. No. Now we're gonna test for gas leaks. So instead of using dish soap, you can use the old Windex trick.
Crucial factor here. You don't want a gas leak.
So, spray just around the joints. So we're checking for gas leaks here. You just do a nice little squirt right there on the threads. And rumor has it, my neighbor tells me that you should see a bubble pretty darn quick. So, unless he's just telling me crap because I call him all the time. Could be. Okay, and we'll do the same thing anytime, any place there's a joint with the gas. And you can use the Windex or the dish soap. I think they strongly recommend against using the nose test. That's what I would use if my neighbor wasn't here.
You know what this is called?
But
You got a sediment trap and a condensation trap. Make sure you have one.
So you'd have your BS&W go down here. That's what it's called.
BS&W.
Bottom sediment and water. You didn't know that?
Kind of a funny name for
On a
it.
gas tank, it's BS&W. You want to do this for up to 90 seconds. And you just hit that until this light, until the alert light comes on. So you see the light comes on. Now you switch it to your setting and you should hear it kick on just like that.
Yeah, a little bit of water drip. Condensation is normal when you first fire these up or when they first turn on.
Can you see the flame or no?
No. Yeah, there we go.
So that's orange because that little drip it'll drip directly into the flame. And you can hear it sizzling a little bit.
Completely normal.
Completely abnormal.
Completely abnormal.
Completely terrifying.
It's always a good idea to have a carbon monoxide detector close. And if you were ever unsure, call a neighbor. I mean, a professional.
Call a neighbor.
So after you get everything hooked up and running, you always want to do a test to make sure that the vent is venting properly. And one, the old vent test. So you're pulling that smoke in there. Good to go. Explain the status light to us.
So on your status light, you'll watch it flashes in 3-second intervals. And there's a cheat sheet here that'll tell you how many flashes within that 3 seconds, what each flash means as far as a fault code. So what you want to see is exactly what it's doing now. So in 3 seconds, you want 1, 2, 3, and then it should flash. So just one flash within a 3-second interval. If you have multiple flashes, then obviously you'll go through and check your codes. Could be anything from over temperature, your thermal, your thermostat, any of that stuff can trigger multiple flashes.
And this, of course, is on an A.O. Smith.
Yeah, it'll tell you your gas control valve failures and everything.
Awesome. So what did you learn?
Well, as usual, the easiest way to do any project is call the neighbor.
What's one piece of material you wish you had before this?
Like knowledge or actual material?
Actual material.
None. I have everything I needed.
Drip pan?
That's fine.
Drip pans are crucial.
I had everything I needed from the last time this shit happened.
Don't ask me if I have a drip pan.
You have a drip pan? Oh, don't.
What are you doing here?
Nothing. Leave me alone. It's not my fault. I'm doing a lot of different shit.
Walking out the door to my own house, and I found the earthquake strap.
There it is.
That'll go on, right? For sure. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll go on the wall.
Yeah. So a real quick summary on all of this. You shut your gas line off. You shut your water line off. You hook a hose up to the drain valve on the water heater. You open up the drain valve, and if you need to, it kind of helps speed up the process. Either open up a faucet or break loose one of the fittings on top of the water heater to get some air in there to let it drain out faster. And then after that, you would disconnect all of the fittings on the gas and the water side. You pull the water heater out, and then you take the fittings off that you need to reuse, or I would recommend getting all new fittings, gas line fittings, water line fittings. And then after that, you connect your drip pan, run your hose over to your drain, and then after that you connect your water lines and your gas lines. You turn on your water, open up a faucet upstairs to bleed all the air out of the lines. Check your gas connection twice, 3 times, 4 times for leaks in your gas. Remember, with all these fittings, you use Teflon tape, yellow for the gas, white or blue for your water. Hand tight quarter turn. Most situations that's more than enough to get the job done for tightness on fittings, both sides, gas and water. A lot of people think you have to really crank down on those things, but you don't. You can cause more issues. And then if you ever have to take it apart, it's not fun. It's not fun. So after you get all that done, you turn on the gas and the water. You check the pilot light, make sure it's going. Fire up the gas, turn it on, and away you go. Alright, so that is it for today. Water heater pulled out, put a new one in about an hour in time. Hopefully it got us some cheesy bean dip in the meantime. Again, if you do not feel comfortable doing a water heater, consult a professional. Other than that, get in there, take your time, get it done, enjoy the hot water, and get back to the laundry. Thanks for joining me on What to Chuck. See you next time.